Good morning, everybody. It is 6:30. It's Saturday. I'm up. I'm about to brew up some coffee. Waylon's awake, naturally, but he did good. We were able to stay in bed until after 6 because we got in late last night. We played, or we didn't play. We went and watched the Super Mario's movie, which I fell asleep during. But it was fun to go out, and went out with Carly and her boyfriend and some of their friends. So we got in late and I was exhausted, so it was good to spend a little bit extra time in bed. But we're up. Got coffee brewing, and I'm going to start on the big three: Daily Stoic, Spanish, and reading. And we have the second annual adult Easter egg hunt down at the farm. New ruling this year: last year's winner, which was Casey, is not allowed to participate in the following year. So she will be hiding eggs. And I gotta be honest with you, I think that's a bullshit rule. Unpopular opinion maybe, but I think she should still compete so that we can take the champion down. But the die has been cast, the rules have been laid down. She is not competing, so I'm coming in for the kill. I'm gonna win it this year. She didn't remember how many eggs she got, but this year I'm gunning for the title and just setting a record out of reach. Just absolute behemoth of a record. So that's for later. I'll get some film on that. But right now, coffee, big three.
All right, guys. How you doing? It is 11:07. Casey and I have been down here at the farm working on the garden, putting topsoil in, tilling up the old soil, mixing in old leaves and stuff that we had over the winter, and just generally prepping everything for her to plant. We're gonna run back home now so I can eat something, and we're gonna grab a couple things from the house and bring back here so we can finish up working on this project. All right, it's 5:40 Saturday. Productive day. A lot of garden work. We tilled and filled. It's a nice little catch line there. The raised garden beds down at the farm, and we brought 4 buckets of soil back for our garden beds here. I'm going back down to the farm to log some miles with Waylon. Puppy boy. And grabbing 4 more bins of soil. And I'm also bringing back our compost container, that black thing, for the garden beds down at the farm. So, probably gonna do a loop around the lake. About a half hour. Chill. Turn the legs over. And head back in, grab some soil, bring it back here, unload those, and then I think we're going to be done for the day. A lot of shoveling, a lot of playing in the dirt. Gonna sleep well tonight. Good day. I'll see you guys back at the farm. Good morning, guys. Easter morning. A little bit before 8 a.m. Waylon and I are heading down to the farm to to feed and let him run around a little bit. Chilly. Winter / early springer, clinging on for dear life. It is 42 degrees, rained overnight, which is good for the garden beds that we prepped and Casey planted a bit yesterday. So positive things, but it's cold, it's kind of raw, it's dreary. But work's got to get done anyways. Animals need to be fed. So heading down there now. Going to let him run around a bit. I'll feed, and then I'll let him run around a little bit after again. And then we are going down to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's house later for Easter brunch. So that'll be fun. Burr, it's kind of cold. I don't like this. Bring back the sun, the warmth. We get a little escape. A week from now, I'll be in the Galapagos Islands, which is fucking insane to think about. Yeah, that's just bananas. I still haven't wrapped my head around it. That's gonna be a cool trip. I can't wait to bring you guys along for that. But work must be done. Let's get going. Let's feed. Let's run Waylon around. Yeah, he likes that part. And I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are back from brunch at my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's house. Solid spread. Good times with family and friends. Always a wonderful time down there. I have Waylon and Gunner Bear. Gunny is my sister-in-law's dog. My other sister-in-law's dog. One of 3. We are going down to the farm. And we're going to go for a run. Waylon perked up. I think I'm going to do 2 loops. Slow, chill, easy, laid back. Shake the legs out after yesterday's faster tempo 1 mile. Which is just like, it's so funny to think about, like, that was a strenuous effort for me. But when you essentially take all of winter off, that's the kind of shape that you get. That's the performance that you get. 1 mile isn't not an all-out effort, but enough to take it out of you. And I'm still sore from my lower body lift on Friday. We're like in prime delayed onset muscle soreness. Plus just the manual labor from yesterday. Just a general sense of fatigue, and I didn't sleep well. I attribute not sleeping well to having a single beer last night, because I never really drink. So it's funny how much, or how little, I should say, how little it takes to negatively impact my sleep nowadays. And I'm sure it always has, but just much more sensitive to it nowadays with the omission of pretty much any alcohol during normal life. So, dragging a little bit at this point. But, nonetheless, the work must get done. And so here we are. Saddled up, ready to go, head down to the farm, log some miles. Let's fucking get it. Well, we're down a dog. Dropped Gunny off back at home. His home, not my home. Waylon and I finished up. Didn't end up doing 2 laps though. Really sore from the past few days. So did a lap and a half basically. Well, that's not true either. A little over a lap. 3.5 miles. We'll call it. Nice little shakeout. Realistically could have done the second lap. I mean, absolutely, without question, could have done the second lap. What am I even saying? But wanted to feed the animals before anyone else did, so that, nobody else had to worry about that. Casey asked for some dirt, which originally I wasn't going to do, but I know it'll make her happy to have dirt brought back to the house for the garden. So I'm going to shovel up 2 more buckets of dirt, which is going to be fun because it's soaking wet. Which means it's going to be heavy. But this is why we train. So I'm going to do those 2 buckets. I'm going to head back home. I'm going to unload them into the front little garden landscaping area that she had installed last year. And then I'm going to shower because I need one. And then I'm actually going to hunker down and do some work for the business. I gotta upload, or I gotta do my KPI tracker from the past week and kind of summarize the month. I gotta tally up the numbers, but loose math is I did more in revenue in the month of March 2026 than I did all of last year, 2025. Which, saying that, sounds like bonkers impressive. And I'm very proud of the performance that I've done. But last year, I didn't even earn $4,000 from Indoor PT. Mostly just the product of not pushing the business, not really knowing what the hell to do. Kind of floundering, not doing any marketing events, nothing, till the last quarter after joining the PRA mentorship. So like, I don't know what I necessarily would have anticipated, especially in hindsight, having gone through, or having now been through one full, almost halfway through a second mentorship program where you learn stuff like this, how to market, sales, things like that. So yeah, it makes sense that I've done better now that I know what I'm doing. So super proud, super pumped. But the number's around 5,000 in revenue for the month of March. April, unfortunately, is going to be a very low month in comparison, because we're going away for 2 weeks. We're going to the Galapagos. So I wasn't going to intentionally push any events because I have 2 weeks where I'm not able to do follow through. So when I return from the Galapagos the last week of April, then we're making a push. Also, at my full-time job, I'm still there 5 days a week, and I can't drop a day in good conscience, until we hire another PT, which hopefully is soon. We have somebody coming in on Wednesday for an in-person interview. Sounds like their phone interview went well. So once we get them onboarded, well, assuming that we hire them, once we get them onboarded, then I hope to drop down to 4 days a week, 4 8-hour days, so that I can devote an entire day to the business outside of just treating after my full work day and weekend networking events. That's the goal, at least. That's the plan. And then just build that momentum up so that I can go all in, quit my job, and become unemployable, except for by myself. That's what we're pushing for, indoor PT. But let me shovel this dirt. Let me move dirt, and I can get going on with the rest of this day because we are burning daylight. I'll see you guys after. Good Monday morning, guys. Missed the cap off for Sunday, last night, the weekend. But let me summarize it. Finished up the run. Finalized, well, didn't finalize, that's not true. Loaded up 2 buckets of dirt into Casey's front garden there, little landscaping area, which looked absolutely pathetic. Barely, like, changed the status of it at all. There was, jeez. Completed my KPIs from the week, which was the purchase of my final founding member offer that I was offering, which is on a 3-month payment plan, so $500 in revenue for the week, which will probably just about be what I bring in for the month of April. I'll get another $500 payment at the end of April when I return. No, actually that would be, never mind, that would go to Maine. That would be in May. So yeah, April's probably just gonna be the $500 payment, which is fine. Because, you know, we're gone for 2 weeks and I don't expect, I'm not trying to drum up some business for 2 weeks that I can't follow through on. So when we return from this epic trip, then we're pedal to the metal, grinding. I got word from my boss yesterday that we have another applicant for the PT position, which would be awesome if we could get, if he hired 2 PTs, that would make my transition smooth, buttery smooth. And I'm curious how he's going to navigate that. I don't know what I would do in that situation. I think I would hire one now. Do you hire both? I don't know. Because I'm not ready to leave yet. I need to get used to 1 or 2 days out of there on my own and see how I'm able to build business up at that point. I need 12 appointments a week. And that will sustain me at my current salary. So, in any event, wheels are turning, and that's exciting news. So, 1 more week, the last week leading into Galapagos 2026. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna kick it off in full force. So, I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining along. And I will see you guys next time I see you guys. I'll be in the Galapagos. That's fucking sick. Give this week some hell, guys. I'll see you next time.